Hey, this is Artie Astor from B Sharp and C. So I had a music night. I called it the Bourbon and Blues. And inevitably, we don't just listen to blues. So, like, we start off putting on Joe Bonamassa and Stevie Ray Vaughan and all these other artists. And then after about an hour, we just go hog wild. We're like, okay, what are we putting on? We're putting on international music, Russian music, Japanese music, Korean music. It's all over the place. Nordic music. And I told someone about the band Love Bites, and I just love what they do and how they do everything. And then he said, well, you haven't heard of the Wagaki band, have you? And at first I thought, there's Bandmade, there's Love Bites. Is there another band out there? And I did a little bit of research on the Wagaki band, and it's interesting. And this is according to Wikipedia, which might as well just start accepting advertising, okay? Because every time I open Wikipedia and I get these pop-ups asking me for money, it's the same thing as advertising. So just cave in and sell ads on your channel. But the Wagaki band is awesome. And I love the description of it on Wikipedia. It's a Japanese folk metal band that combines rock and metal music with Wagaki instruments and Shijin poetries. Or Shigen poetries, or Shigen poet. I don't know how to say that word. When you watch it, and we're going to put it on, and I'm going to pause every now and then. I cannot believe I'm still getting people saying, why do you pause and talk? Because it's a reaction. It's a reaction. I put the link to the video in the description. Click on that if you don't want to hear me comment. The guitar player here, and they have the band names somewhere down here. Hold on a second. Members, guitar and vocals. So I don't know if it's Machia, but the guitar sounds very much, very much like Joe Satriani, and I just love it. It's fantastic. Anyways, let's go. This is fantastic. I love it. I mean, that guitar part right there was just phenomenal. And it's weird because when I play guitar, most of the time when I do a pinched harmonic, I love the way it sounds and I can do pinched harmonics most of the time because I have kind of a weird way of holding the pick where the flesh of my thumb is close to the edge of the pick. Most of my pinched harmonics are by accident. This guy has complete control over every single pinched harmonic that he does. But tell me, does that not sound like Joe Satriani? The tone, the note choice, just the style of play, and yes, the amount of purposely placed, perfectly placed pinched harmonics. I don't know. Okay, let's listen to this bass solo. All right, now this is an Asian folk instrument, and it's weird because I've seen this played by other Asian countries, so I don't know where it originated. I forget the name of it. I did look it up the other day. Okay, several Asian folk instruments feature three strings. Most notably is the Japanese, so it's Japanese, the Japanese shamisen, derived from the Chinese sanction. Both long-necked lutes with a skin-covered body, and the Okinawan sanshin, while Thailand has the two strings. So it is something that has kind of migrated from one Asian country to the next. And there's a woman, and I think she's Chinese, that I did a reaction to a few days ago. Fantastic. Fantastic. She did metal covers using this instrument. It was probably the Chinese version, the sanction or whatever. But okay, well, anyways, let's go back to the song. Listen to those pitched harmonics. All right, so it looks like they have two drummers. One of them's just banging on the cymbal, like on every beat. I mean, I do hear some percussion in the left ear and some percussion in the right ear, which is super, um, common when you have two sets of drums on stage to kind of pan them off. But I don't see two drum sets. I see a drum set here, and I see another set here, but I think that might include some like non-traditional kit pieces. I could be wrong. I forgot to look at the percussion because I was just so amazed at everything else that was going on. Oh, this is fantastic. What instrument is that? I know that's the flute, but that thing. Some type of harp? And that guy's back is jacked. All right. All right, so I know I'm interrupting the singing, but this is a reaction. So I'm going to put the link to this video in the description if you want to watch it without me talking. If you enjoy the comments that I'm making, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, this dude here is playing more of a traditional kit, but he's got some pretty interesting, things like a big gong right behind him. Right here is another set, and you can see like a floor tom or something right here, like suspended in the air. So there's definitely two percussionists. I think this is more the traditional kit setup, and then over here you have other types of maybe some indigenous percussive instruments, different types of drums with different skins or what have you. But you can definitely hear in the song that there's a lot of percussion that is definitely non-traditional. But I mean, nothing about this is traditional as far as what we're used to. It might be traditional for the Japanese culture, right? But I'm sure there's some indigenous instruments from centuries ago or thousands of years ago being used here. When was the sanction invented? The sanction, a Chinese three-stringed lute, has a history spanning over 2,000 years. And I only went to the Chinese version because I feel like their history is longer than Japanese. So I figured the instrument started there and then changed and migrated. But I could be wrong. I'm not doing a deep dive on that one instrument. But all right, let's continue. Ooh, she's got a good opening up her throat. What the heck's happening? The different guitarist? You see the drummer in the background singing the lyrics, and it's funny. Sometimes we get the impression that the drummer's just all about hits, right? Just about the rhythm, just about hitting those skins, Most drummers are not. They know the song inside and out. Don't forget, they are the backbone to the song. So they're a champion of the song. They know it inside and out. It's like a catcher on a baseball field. A lot of people look at that person and think they're not that, well, the catcher just sits there and catches the ball. No, they see everyone on the field, and they also are closest to the opposing team, right? So they see all the nuances. They know the game better than most other players. Yeah. A drummer's no different. Look, see? Singing the lyrics. See how it's slower now? You can tell this is like an outro. This is amazing. Nice fill. What's that? That's the guitar. That little is this guy over here doing the tapping. It sounded like a keyboard for a second. Right here, see it? Right here, see it? Nice fill. Oh, nice. I love that. You know, I've done this a few times, like a lot of times. I invite people over, we sit down, we have a couple of drinks, and we just take turns introducing people to the music we like. We're sharing the music we like. And it's interesting because you're forced to not think of just any song. You're forced to be like, okay, I know this person's personality and I know that person's personality. I think they'll like this, right? So we're forced to make the music human, to make that human connection with the music. It's really a fun thing to do, and you learn so much about your friends and you learn so much about other music as well, which is exactly what happened here. My friend Keith introduced me to this band I didn't even know they existed a few days ago, and then he introduced me to them. Love everything that's going on. And I got like a Nightwish vibe, and hear me out because I know Nightwish is more Finnish. It's actually Finnish and not um, Japanese. But you have a lot of modern instruments and also native instruments and indigenous instruments being used both in Nightwish and in this band here, which I already forgot the name again. It's Wagaki. And I love they're bringing they're not bringing genres necessarily together. They're bringing generations together. They're bringing the history into the modern and then melding it and making this beautiful music. And if you listen to the structure of the song, the last couple of minutes where they're doing this, those chord progressions were not used throughout the rest of the song. That's a very common outro type of thing. They just decided to kind of change up the structure of the song and do something repetitive and beautiful. The flute player playing it in the background, them repeating the vocal melody. And you have that flute playing such a beautiful melody as the song, and you can kind of tell that chord progression that they're playing there is one that's gonna bring the song to its end. The song's gonna trail off with that chord progression. So this wasn't an exact 100% cold reaction. I did watch this that night, but it was late, and we watched it once and then went on to the next music, the next song. So, but this is my first time watching it. Not after having a couple bourbons and just appreciating it for the masterpiece that it is. It's absolutely fantastic. And I think people in my audience, the people who have come to appreciate the show, I think they would agree that this is just an amazing performance and amazing music. But let me know. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. If you have some band like this, a band that takes like some type of indigenous music and then mixes it with the modern music and makes some beautiful music. If you have a band like that you think I would enjoy reacting to, please put it in the comment section. And until next time, keep it groovy.